It's going to be a good show. I'm excited.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Monday recap show for MetLife Stadium. Am I saying this correctly? Newark? Is it Newark? Newark? It's not New York. Newark, New Jersey.
What?
Where the stadium is?
See.
Newark.
People are saying it's New York. People are saying New
Newark?
Jersey, East Rutherford. Where were we racing this weekend?
The town that I was staying in is Newark. Newark, I think. But it was East. But they call it East Rutherford. I don't know.
Crazy racing,
Stadium.
regardless.
It was.
Hey, I just got to answer. Go Ride asked if I made any points up on you, and I did not.
Did you gain any? What'd you get? I got 35.
I got 30. That's back-to-back 30
So I extended my points lead.
You extended your points lead. I made more points in Glendale than the past 2 weeks combined. So it's rough.
Yeah.
But how did everybody like those races? I mean, the delay was, It took me a little bit to realize that was a late night for you guys. For the racers.
My gosh. Yeah.
It was a late night. I mean, racing was done at like 9:30-ish here in Utah.
So it was,
I was like, "Jeez, this is."
It was a late night and an early morning. So we got done with the racing. Quick little recap of my weekend. So Friday night, I went to Times Square. First time I went downtown.
Oh,
New
you
York.
did?
Yeah, I had just enough time to go downtown.
People don't want me cracking this mint in their ears.
So I went downtown, saw it. It was cool. If I never saw Times Square again, I'm probably okay.
Did you take a pic?
Yeah, I took a selfie, showed it to the wife,
Yeah.
But anyway, Saturday was a long day because of the rain delay, the racing got done like 11:30 or something. I get out of the stadium. I stole a trash bag out of a trash can. New. Wasn't used. Had to cut a hole in it to make a poncho.
Wait, where did you steal this?
So as I was walking out, so I did Race Day Live, right? Mm-hmm. And after Race Day Live, they were talking about how it was like guaranteed rain, like bad rain. And I was just like, I don't have a rain jacket. What am I going to do? And I was like, all right, you know what? I'm just going to stay up here in the media booth. And so I did. I was just up there in the media booth, and I just waited it out. But then after the night was over, I was like, I got to get an Uber. It's still raining. What am I going to do? And so as I'm walking out, I see a trash can, and luckily the janitor that put the trash bag in, but then you could see they put some extras underneath.
Oh, okay, I see.
So I stole one of those, and it was like the thick, good ones, too. So I cut a hole, put it on. But I get to the ride, like where you're supposed to get an Uber. Took me over an hour to catch a ride because Ubers kept canceling on me. They'd confirm it, and they'd be like 3 minutes away. No, just kidding. They canceled my ride. So I got to bed about 1 o'clock, and then I was up at 4 to get to my to catch my first plane to get to the airport.
Rough chain of events. Big Chill's calling me out because Big Chill on our Thursday show mentioned the weather, and I remember you specifically, but both of us, I was in that boat too. You're like, no, weather's good. We're good.
I checked it multiple times, and then Krista, who is here, she ruined it for everybody. During the Discord, dude, it was popping off, especially during the rain delay. Yeah, we were all going off, and Krista, she kind of like jinxed the whole thing and brought rain to the stadium.
Oh, attracted the rain.
What was kind of crazy, though, is that when they first did the announcement for the delay, crystal clear, like there was no rain.
It came out of nowhere.
And so we're just like, it's not even raining. Like, what the heck? And then it went from a 0 to 100. Like, it wasn't raining, and then it wasn't like, there's a couple sprinkles. It was just like started dumping immediately.
Well, obviously, we enough on that. It was wet. The main events were wet. The races that mattered, it was drenched, and honestly, it was kind of refreshing. I saw a few comments about that. They were like, "The season needed a mutter," and I agree. The season did need a mutter. We needed something chaotic. Let's talk about maybe the championship situation now.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I didn't like that it was a mud race, but it definitely brought this excitement level because the rain starts coming down. It's right before the main event, and you're just like, holy crap.
Everything changes.
You're scared because you don't want to see, like, Tomac fall and get 15th, and then all of a sudden, but you don't want to see Webb fall, and then you just have this massive points gap, so Tomac just got it in the bag. But then I was also thinking about it, too. I was talking to some people up there. I was like, you know what? This is, like, best-case scenario for Chase Sexton right now. He has nothing to lose. And if he can manage to win this race,
there's a good chance.
There's a good chance that Tomac and Webb are going to be way outside the top 5 or whatever, And that didn't happen. Webb showed up like a boss.
Yeah, Webb just stayed consistent. He just wanted to survive. You know that he was just like, I don't care where I finish. I don't think he's pumped. Like, that's not his ideal weekend, but given the situations with mud, he's happy to just be in the top 5.
But I did expect more out of Webb simply for the fact that I remember 2019, his first year on KTM, Anaheim won. That was a mutter. Webb went from literally dead last to 5th. Like, he was full send in the mud. I was like, maybe we're going to get that Webb again. No. And he got lapped by Barcia.
Yeah, he did. And he got out of the way. Respect to him. He's just like Ricky pointed out.
Yeah.
You only have everything to lose by trying to get in Barcia's way there.
But here's the deal. You now have, and you brought this up, a bigger points gap. So it's 11 from Tomac to Webb, 10 between Webb and Sexton.
Sexton and Webb are closer now than Webb is to Tomac for the lead.
And but what makes this such a big deal is now Tomac doesn't have to worry about Chase Sexton if he beats him or not. Just needs to keep Coop in his rear view. But Coop, even if he's beating Tomac, he still has to worry about not getting beat by Sexton.
Yep.
Because that's such a small margin.
Best mentality for Webb is to just, don't worry about either, obviously, and just go out there and try to win these things. But it's frustrating because, like we've talked about, Webb doesn't have the edge when it comes to speed or anything. So he got
dropped by Kenny in that heat race.
Yep. There's a good chance that Sexton at least takes second.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
In this championship.
It's not Webb is win or go home at this point. These last 3 races, it is win or go home.
Oh man,
kind of wild.
Good stuff.
Do you think like if Webb and Tomac are like duking this thing out in these last 3 races, do some of the guys like Roxon kind of let them?
I don't think
do their thing.
They haven't done it currently. Barcia, obviously.
Barcia definitely. Yeah, no,
they. Let's give a little attention to Bam Bam because he did it. I think he could do it at not a mutter though. I think Bam could
I'm
get
such
this
an
win.
idiot though. Didn't I pick Bam Bam to win in the
Race
show?
Day Live, you did.
Yeah.
And then you
what do I
changed?
do? I got Sexton fever.
Oh my!
But Sexton came out and he won his heat by like 6 seconds. If that wasn't a mud race, Chase Sexton probably wins.
Dominated. And yeah, maybe we already mentioned this, but if Barcia didn't take him out, I also think he probably would have won, even with the mud.
Yep.
But so you got 35, I had 30. I don't think Barcia is he's put a little bit of a gap now between him and Roxon for that 4th place spot. I don't know. He just wants the wins. I don't think that's his main concern. But I don't think he's going to back down is where I'm getting with that. I don't think he's going to back down at all. He could definitely still mix things up.
Brad Snow had Barcia to win. If and buts, Chase. It is very true. Yeah, I was thinking about that. AP crashes out in practice, and then it becomes a mud race.
Oh, yeah, what are the chances? Barcia even shouted him out.
I know. That's kind of funny.
Is there any update on AP? Like, he didn't race
or going to the hospital to get checked out. Did they show his crash?
They showed it. You know how we were talking about they were showing opening ceremonies or whatever? It was during that segment, I believe they were showing.
They showed his crash, though?
They only had that over
like the big view.
The big view. They only had that, but they did show it, and it was not pretty.
Dude, I was right there, like really close to where Tomac crashed.
Went down.
Stadium was just like quiet. You're just like,
we were at home. We're just cleaning, kind of have Race Day Live in the background, and when I saw that, I just dropped everything. I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
Well, and he just stood there or sat there, and you're just like, what's happening? And then he rolls over, gets up slowly, and he starts limping. You're just like,
it was driving us a little crazy. They played it 50 times, and we're going to play it 50 more for you when we get to our recap clips. But I still ran with Tomac for the win. Reason being, like, he limped off the track, but after watching it so many times, I still don't understand why his hand came off. But to see that he didn't twist his knee.
Yeah, it was just the bar, right? Hitting him in the thigh.
And he still came out for the next qualifying, even though he didn't ride that much. Just to see that he didn't twist his knee was the main thing, because we've all had that with riders. Like, dude, if your bar comes down and smacks you in the top of the knee, it'll do the same thing. You can hardly walk. You can hardly stand. So,
okay.
I still ran with Tomac for the win. It's probably the most points I got out of all of it was the fact that I only had him 1 spot off.
Right.
Should we do a little? Should we get into prizes a little bit before we get too deep?
Let's throw out the weekly prizes that are up for grabs.
Talk about some of our winners too from the weekend.
Dude.
So, coming up next week.
7
spending spree, $500 spending spree, a Works Connection spending spree as well. So not just that whole shot device, get their hour meter. They have other knickknacks that are plenty useful. Bridgestone coming through always with their Battlecross tires.
Are they still running that banner on the Rocky Mountain website right now? Keep going, Kobe. I'm going to find out.
Going. Formula CP Rush helmet. Oh, I'm I'm a fanboy of the fly helmets, whether it's CC, just normal formula, carbon fiber, whatever. They're all solid lids. Motul, they're in 5th. LS2 with the helmet in 6th. 100% with a $200 spending spree. Some Tusk tires, they never hurt, and a Cherubies kit, or a spending spree, which is probably the equivalent of a Cherubies kit. Fox V1 MIPS helmet there in 10th, so some solid prizes for next weekend. And this is crunch time. We keep reminding you every single week that we're getting down to the end, and that's where you got to think about these grand prizes. How about we show some of those winners, though? Well, how are the point standings for players?
Well, that's
fantasy
going down, so we're doing the Bridgestone set of tires. But, folks, right now, you can go on our website, $40 prepaid Visa reward card when you buy a set of Bridgestone tires, and the Battlecross tires are on there.
Yep. Solid.
You're basically getting one tire almost free.
Almost. Yeah, that's a good chunk.
Yeah, $40 rebate. So go check it out. Pirelli's doing a 30. Yeah, so we got really good rebates going on right now on the Rocky Mountain website, so go take advantage of it. All right, prizes, or sorry, what were you saying?
I want to see the player points for, like, our group. Kamikaze's still there in 1st. G in 2nd. But 921 points. How would that be?
What am I at?
Jeez,
like something. So what is it? Okay, a 9-point gap there. And then there's a pretty good gap from 2nd to 3rd.
Yeah.
22-4.
Kamikaze's in a solid spot. All 3 of those guys.
Points.
But scores will be dropped. That fluctuates things quite a bit. That changes things a lot. And we'll get into player stats just to bump down to the weekly winners there. 1 perfect score. That was it for the whole weekend.
But and it wasn't a rollover, too.
No, they predicted that thing. And then let's get that one more time. We got to shout out our SXperts group. I think this is the first week that C-Rob, in a long time, is not leading our group. Dethroned by G-Dub.
G-Dub, 333. He's at 890. I'm at 708.
You can just tell that all these guys ride dirt bikes. Can you guess what their race number is?
Go Dub.
Every single username just ending with, I bet you their Instagram handles are the same, but that's awesome.
Hammer.
I'm guilty of the same thing. But G-Dub, shout out, taking over C-Rob in our SXperts group. Does that mean that C-Rob is pretty far out of the overall results, too? Yeah, C-Rob's in 11th, outside the top 10 now. Bummer.
Hey, but you know what? After 2 low scores get dropped, and we're going to have a double points round, which is probably going to be Salt Lake, that's your chance to make up some good points there. And it's tough right now because it's not just one or – it's like last year you put Tomac or Anderson first. You're probably going to get first place, right?
No, it's switch. So that's 5 different winners on 5 different bikes this year.
Which is awesome.
It's incredible. We haven't had that much diversity in a long time.
But, I mean, how do you get a perfect score? I mean, Barcia, okay.
Let's get the player stats on there.
Oh, all right.
Okay. I'm gonna switch it up. Let's ticket giveaway before I forget, because I know I'll forget.
Thank you.
We got ticket giveaway for Denver. Comment on this show. We just want to know your podium for Nashville. But these tickets are being given away for Denver. So not in the comment section currently. Do it on the VOD afterwards. This stream will turn into a normal video. Make sure in that comment section, let us know your podium and how many tickets you would need. As always, we don't pay for travel or anything, but if you're near the area, there's a good chance. It seems like most people that want them get them. So just act quick if you're here listening to this.
Wait, did we already do Denver?
Would it be for Salt Lake? 2 weeks
No, because we do 2 weeks in advance. We got Nashville, then no, it's Denver. Because we're always 2 weeks ahead. Yeah, Denver's in 2 weeks.
Yeah, okay.
We're good.
Well, anyway. Yeah. We'll have to reach out to
just
Rachel.
put, thanks for my Denver tickets.
But Denver and Salt Lake are close enough. It could pertain to both. I don't know.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
but anyway.
Okay, now player stats. Let's get into talk more about that perfect score, see what the average was.
I was below average.
Same. It's becoming a common
38.
trend for me.
Okay. I would love to hear this perfect score. We need to contact that person.
Even Starling was the wild card, so that's
which was a season's best.
Season's best, and that's probably the most impressive part about it for me.
There was a lot of season's best.
The top 5 was typically, for the most part, some of the top contenders.
Yeah, but then you had Shane McElrath in 6th.
Yeah, but still, the top 5 was doable, is what I'm saying. And then the wild card with Starling, I mean, that kind of came out of nowhere a little bit. Perfect score. We've only had 1 perfect score in third time this season that we've only had a single perfect score. So yeah, freaking take that and run with it.
Let's see, 11% of players had 2 picks right. 60% almost had 1 pick. 3% had Starling in
Just
the
a
wild
little
card.
bit. Yeah, that's impressive.
Look at that. Only 8% had Barcia to win.
It could have been you, dude.
Could have been me. Most picked rider was 4th. That's where he was the most picked for at 27%. So people still aren't quite on the Barcia podium wagon.
Oh, wow. Yeah. No, you're right.
Let's see. Almost 30% of players had Tomac to win. 15% had him in second. Yeah, that's his lowest percentage to win this season. But where was Sexton at? Sexton was picked
in 4th by 7%, but 40% had him to win.
Isn't it crazy how Sexton's taken over that top spot to win? So I fell for the freaking.
And props to him. He well, let's just wrap these player stats. Webb was picked in 5th by 10%. Most picked position was 3rd with 26th. Little bit of wild card stats. Chisholm with 20%. Do we have those up there? Yeah,
that's who I ended up putting in there.
So Chiz was the most picked wild card, huh?
Yeah.
I thought Bloss was, and Bloss he was in the top 5 for a little bit there.
Yep. Wilson,
some
McElrath,
crazy results for a lot of the privateers. I'm glad that they were able to capitalize on the situations and ride smooth. But to Sexton's credit, like we mentioned, I think if Barcia doesn't give him a little bump, and I'm not going to call it dirty. That wasn't dirty. Like Barcia, it was
it's beginning the race, and you need to get lap position.
It was good racing by him.
He passed Kenny in the exact same spot, doing the exact same thing.
Sexton just should have had a little bit more heads up, I guess. And
I don't know how you do in that condition.
It's tough, but just unfortunate, I guess, for him that he went down. I think he would have won otherwise, but throughout the rest of the race, he looked good. I don't think he went down again. He showed Webb who's boss.
But think about it if Sexton wins, because Webb's still getting 5th, right? Mm-hmm. What's the points gap from first? Because he only gained 1 point on Webb, but what's the points gap from 1st to 5th?
Tomac,
3, 5.
Tomac would probably be sweating, and then even further, what if Sexton hadn't gotten penalized races back with that jump?
If Sexton wins that race, if Barcia doesn't take out his front wheel, hypothetically, Sexton wins, and you take away, the 7 points or something he got docked,
leader, right?
he'd for sure be
second.
in second.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, hypotheticals are fun.
Sexton's going to take second from Webb, dude.
Mark
my words.
On there.
Yeah, we'll get to AC's crash in a minute.
How about right now? Let's just get into the crashes or just our highlights. So, yeah, Tomac, let's just show it again because why not? I know we saw it a billion times, but it was just so odd.
It was and he's lucky he didn't take – I mean, he hit his shoulder hard.
Yeah. Could be.
Look at that. His right hand just blew off the bike.
That could have been collarbone. That could have been lots of things.
Oh, I mean – he is so lucky he did not break his collarbone.
Yeah, but to see that limp.
Right.
It's just, maybe I think it's just first rhythm.
Look
at all those really loose.
Yeah, the track is
just incredibly, he's riding loose. The track is just.
But he also kind of overjumped that. I think is what's kind of started that because he landed on the face of that little double.
Yeah, but to have your hand blow off like that, he just was not anticipating it at all. That qualifying track was one of the rough. That had to be the most rough qualifying track this year. Right?
When I was watching it, it was just like it was dusty. I'm just like this track. If it doesn't get rain, it looked good for the heats and everything. Like they did a good job bringing it around. But yeah, qualifying, I was just like, this doesn't look good. Like it was dusty. The only time I remember a Supercross track being that dusty
Salt Lake.
was the first round of the residency in Salt Lake, when you're just like,
we are in a desert. Utah is a desert.
It's like Utah residents are kind of like their head down, like they're embarrassed with the track.
This wasn't our idea.
We didn't do this.
Trust me, there's good stuff. Actually, Utah sucks. Don't bother coming here.
Yeah, don't come here and ride your dirt bike. There's no good public lands.
This place is.
Okay, AC's.
Bummer, dude. It wasn't even really his fault.
No, it was Barcia.
Barcia just had a mistake, and unfortunately, AC's the one to pay for it.
Oh, his bike hit him on the head.
Dude. That's 2 weeks in a row. He just gets flopped.
I heard his concussion protocol. Look at him, dude. He's just sitting there just like, what am I doing right now?
Yep.
When that much stuff happens, you just got to be thinking,
what
am I doing?
I don't know, dude.
Watch
Dirt
his
bikes
fender.
have been rough for AC. I was telling Nick, I think it's about time he just picks up selling solar or something.
Look at Sexton when he rides by AC, too. He's just like looking down like, dude,
buddy,
what are you? Yeah. Sexton's lucky, too, though.
Yeah, he could have.
But watch Sexton right here.
Are you alive?
And what's bad, though, is this is the first opening laps of both qualifying sessions. Tomac does that. That was
AC.
Opening lap of qualifier 2, and AC does that.
Rough stuff.
Dude, Cowie's just like, what is going on? Okay, let's just establish this right now. Nobody throws a meaner whip over the finish line than Ken Roxon does.
Absolutely. Not just finish lines, just period. Kenny's got style. He honestly could go out there with Axel and those boys and just compete with them.
There's no better whipper in the game over finish lines.
This guy just throws down. And it's straight when he's landing. Like, he just has the motion spot on.
It's so much bike control.
Yeah, good for Roxon.
Let's see.
Suzuki is just loving it. Loving it.
Oh, my
dude.
gosh, it's amazing.
He has done incredible for them.
Anderson goes down in his heat race.
Almost goes down.
Almost goes down.
Just, if you don't think the Cowie's got pep, think again. Watch this guy. Yeah. So we missed that. It wasn't until qualifying that I noticed that split lane. We didn't mention that in the track. Was that even in the track
We talked about it.
we did? It went over my head.
There was the other split lane we talked about.
Yeah, no, because it wasn't that long ago that we were talking about the elevated corners. It's cool. I like that, and we finally got one, and I didn't even notice in that track map. Boo-hoo. But, yeah, dude, they switched cameras, so it's hard to see exactly what happens, but he just got
sketchy,
whiskeyed. And he must have just gone down in the main, right? Pretty early on, because he
they showed it in the replay. Like, I didn't put it in the highlights, but yeah, he just went down in a corner.
Yeah.
Oh no, it was the whip section. He just kind of
after
squirted
that,
off the
it's
track.
just over. Yep.
Yeah, once you go down, good luck.
I mean, he salvaged, I guess, a decent result with like 9th or something. Maybe
Something
it was like
like
12th. We'll see with the lap chart, but.
Speaking of James Stewart, so I noticed this
Promoting violence.
Yeah, in
advocating
the
violence.
futures race, Levi, can you turn the volume up, the audio up loud on this clip? Listen to James Stewart right here at the very end. See if you can pick it up. And Levi just cutting us off $1 short.
Oh, bummer. It's okay.
Anyway,
it happens.
As Daxton Bennett is going in right there, that last straightaway, you can hear James Stewart 3 or 4 times says, clean him, and you're just like, James, don't call for him to...
Yeah, it's one thing to be there in the stands, clean him.
The double standard is so funny. Yeah. It's like, if Jason Anderson, some of these guys are just punished for riding aggressive. Mm-hmm. But then in LCQ, I've literally heard Daniel Blair say on the broadcast, no rules apply. It's like rules are out the window.
And the future's even worse. Futures are even worse.
We have the announcer live on broadcast telling one rider
kill him.
to clean.
Kill him.
It's like, here's in Gladiator.
Oh,
when he gives the thumbs down.
Oh, that's awesome.
All right.
Veezy? I don't
Breezy.
know. Breezy?
How do you pronounce this guy's name? It's
Verizon.
Verizon. I think it's Verizon.
Buddy, unfortunately, this was the cause of a red flag, right?
Verizon, I think. Yeah.
Oh,
Verizon. Yeah, he's the one that caused the red flag in the LCQ. Look at him in the back there.
Gets yossed.
Dude, it was scary. He's covered up by that berm, but he lied there sprawled out motionless for easily 30 seconds.
Dude, that's horrible.
We knew at that point they're probably going to red flag when a rider's unconscious like that.
Dude, we've hit almost a record this year. Yeah, that's rough. We've almost hit a record this year, especially in the 250 class for red flags, I swear. We've had more red flags this year than most.
Okay, give me your take on RJ.
Oh, let's get to the LCQ before we get to that main. We got one more with the
LCQ
last turn. There's plenty to watch here. Holy moly.
You should have heard everyone screaming in the media.
It was a fairly uneventful LCQ up until this point.
Yeah.
So we got butt whip from Shock.
Levi, you can pause it, right?
Oh, we'll see from the backside. Dude, it just doesn't stop. That's 3 bikes on the ground.
Okay, so Hunter Yoder's in 5th. He's going to pass Park for
No, it'll show I think you recorded the whole clip, so we'll get a better view on the backside. Oh, yeah.
Right here. So Yoder's going to pass.
And then gets shoved.
But the funny part is, so Levi, go back to the very beginning. Watch Dylan Schwartz's line in this last corner. He makes a full 90-degree turn.
Oh, yeah. On the Suzuki there.
Yeah, on the Suzuki.
He's just completely perpendicular to the race line.
So Schwartz was 6th place going down that straightaway.
Oh, right here. You see him just cut across. What's up? Hey, buddy.
Sixth place going for that, and then makes it in.
He made it in. You know what? Joke's on him, though, because he just had to race that main. just get this survival mode. Yeah, there's RJ being RJ slid so far.
Jet sees him.
Yep.
Look where he starts falling.
That's a Hail Mary if you've ever seen a Hail Mary.
I mean, dude.
Emotional.
Jet is ready to run him over.
What's the strategy?
I don't, take both of them out.
What is the strategy there, RJ? There's no way. I don't care if Jet Lawrence is not there. It was physically impossible for you to stop in that corner going that fast.
Hydroplaning. He's hydroplaning, dude.
Dude, like, it was just so silly.
Like, Jet.
Look where he's
Jet
at.
looked behind him and went, I've got enough distance. He was
washing the front before the puddle.
Oh, my. But luckily, Jet didn't lose a spot because of how.
And then look,
he almost
Hunter passed Max Volan right there.
Yep. So
for third.
For the podium. Max would have had a podium.
Yeah.
Do you know how bummed he probably was in the last
RJ
corner?
ruined Max. Like, people don't realize that. That was literally Max Volan who had to go around RJ, so Hunter got third.
And then he was just stuck. That sucks.
Yeah. The only reason Jet didn't get stuck is because the bike fell on top of RJ.
Yeah, I was lucky. I thought it was over for. I was expecting them to be.
I'm not mad at RJ at all. Like, I'm just like, that's funny.
It is,
but it's
funny.
like, what are you thinking?
Yeah,
you threw away third, a lot of money. Anyway,
maybe he just wanted to take out the Lawrence brothers shootout hype. And
that was probably the worst in my recent memory. The worst attempt at a last corner takeout pass I've probably ever seen.
I can second that.
All right, how about Tomac? Okay, this is something I noticed. This is the last clip we have right here. Tomac right here going over the finish line. So it's kind of weird because they were all jumping it in the start, and then about halfway through the race, a lot of guys stopped jumping it, and then they went back to jumping this. But look at this rut he uses to jump it.
Oh my! Like it. You're saying
it's almost like because that rut goes and then it like.
So you're saying he was using it as a kicker almost because it's so deep that yeah.
He like seat bounces out of the rut right here. Rut.
And then watch him continue into this next rhythm to battle with Kenny. Like, he is completely angled going into these straight line ruts, and it just doesn't faze him. It's one thing on TV, but I'm sure we all know in person these are 1,000 times worse.
What is it like landing in that stuff? Like, you're landing in those ruts on some of these jumps.
Like, think about how difficult flat straight line ruts are for most people, like even on a moto track, let alone a rhythm section like that.
Well, a flat straight line rut that is like grease,
yeah, and then greasy. It was rough. Barcia, honestly, we could have gone through and probably gotten a handful of highlights of close calls. Every single rider had close calls.
Oh,
for sure, but Barcia was still jumping probably more than anybody. Vince's lead, and he had some sketchy
props
moments.
to Max Anstey though.
Yeah.
Getting his first win.
Yeah.
That Firepower Honda
That was
team.
awesome. That was sweet to see.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, I don't know. It was pretty wild. It was a fun night of racing. Like I said, it could have shaken up. It didn't shake up the points as much as I thought it was going to. But you know what? Props to this man right here, though, dude. Just showed up to the night show, got a good start, finished second, and just extended his points lead.
Material.
I would say what I was... Before East Rutherford, I bet you I was probably like 70-30, like 70% chance Tomac's going to win the title. But now I'm like 95%.
95. Even.
I just feel like for Tomac not to win at this point with an 11-point lead, he has to have something go wrong. Like he has to have crash or have a tip over.
Honestly, if Sexton and Webb swapped spots right now, like the same points, but they just swapped second and third, there would be a better chance at Sexton having a chance to win this championship than Webb, for sure. Because
I agree 100%.
Webb doesn't have the raw speed.
Mm-mm.
He just, and now with Barcia introducing a new winner this late in the series, having stuff like that happen, Roxon still has speed. Sexton seems to have really figured something out. Like, Webb's possibilities are just closing.
I just really feel like Tomac having the mental advantage, knowing that it's okay if Sexton beats me as long as Coop doesn't, but Coop knows I have to beat these two guys. And they're the two best guys. Mm-hmm. I have to beat both of them. Tomac just has to beat Webb, who is arguably the third best rider right now, or fourth. I would put Barcia ahead of Webb right now, even almost. You know what I mean?
On some weekends, I'd even put Roxon.
He was this weekend?
Yeah, exactly. So Webb's in a tough spot, dude.
Very tough.
Yep.
Should we check out this wild track map?
Oh, the lap chart. You mean?
JB's. Yeah.
No, you're good. Yeah, thank you for bringing that up. Like,
You'll get a
dude,
kick out of this.
This is as squirrely as the ruts on that track. This thing is sloppy. Right off the bat, Bloss holding the top 5 of 4th place for the first few laps. Dude, that has to be a first for him, running up front like that.
Yeah. Look at McElrath,
Dude,
though.
this thing is all over.
McElrath was one of the very few riders, other than your top 4, who just didn't make a mistake.
And
just slowly passed dudes until he got 6th place.
Yep.
Bummer for Noren, though. Noren was in 6th all the way to lap 15 and then had a problem.
I hate to admit that I was kind of rooting for it, though, because he was up having probably one of his personal best rides ever.
Oh,
I had him in 14th, dude. I'm just going, yeah, tip over, man. But no, I'm pumped for Noren. Even the top 10, that is
I missed the wild card by 1, dude. I had Chiz in there.
We like Freddie over here, and we're pumped for him.
Yeah, look at that. Moran, 7th.
Dude, like 6, 7, 8.
All
that is awesome.
Best.
That is super cool to see.
Well, Noren, what did he end up finishing?
He got
10th.
Or 11th.
No, because
that's 10th.
No, Anderson. I don't know. It's hard.
Tough.
The last lap, they need numbers
on.
He
finished the race.
I guarantee you there's at least 4 or 5 dudes that all had season's best right there.
For sure.
I was bummed for Justin Hill, though, dude. He was very top. He was at the top of the board in qualifying. Got third in his heat.
Not just in the top. He topped the board in qualifying for a time.
Got third in his heat. Looked good.
Yeah.
And then just rain came.
Yeah. He's got to be a little bum there.
It is the great equalizer.
Yep.
I don't know. So we're heading into Nashville, and we're going to be back on Thursday to talk about it. Zach Osborne is calling in on Thursday.
Sweet.
He could be able to give some good insight on Coop because he knows Cooper Webb really well, right?
On Coop, he's been in championship situations just like this.
Just like what? Yeah. What's it going to take for Coop to win? Is it going to take Tomac messing up big time?
Yep. Yeah, no, I can't wait. So,
and what if he says
make some? I just wanted to mention this too because I see some people when we have callers they get frustrated with us not asking questions, and I know that we ask for you guys to put them in the comments, but understand it's tough. Chase and I go into those interviews a lot of time with a handful of questions of our own, and we don't want to interrupt the guys. It's hard to fit so much content, but tell you this: comment on just like the ticket giveaway below this video. What you want to ask Zach, and we'll try and implement that.
Sorry, are you saying they're asking why we don't ask their questions?
Yes, our viewers. And it's tough.
Yeah, it's tough. We want to. And look, we have 15, 20 minutes for these interviews, and sometimes the rider talks more, and we just kind of go with the flow.
And you can't just stop them and interrupt them.
Yeah, so sometimes we always try and squeeze in one question, but we also have questions that are pre-lined up.
But if we can line up some of your guys' beforehand, I'd love to.
Yeah,
you guys have some great questions. Absolutely. That's not why we're not asking them. So, yeah, comment below this video once it's all done, and we'll implement them because I'm excited to talk to Zach. Super cool guy. Yeah, he's a super well-rounded rider even. I hope that we get more than 15, 20 minutes to talk to him. So stick around for Thursday's show. Should we get into a little – there's plenty of meme carnage from 2 people specifically, but there's plenty of memes.
A-Rob and Grizz.
Let's take a look at a couple of those
because
this was an opportune weekend for some of them.
How long was it, the weather delay?
It was at least an hour, probably an hour and a half.
It was a while.
And you know what's funny, though, is that they just know – Supercross fans are so into the sport, they'll just feed the dog. Watch another race. You'll stay around. We know, and it's true. We did. So,
yeah.
Oh man.
This was more like
RJ in the corner, dude. He was plastered.
It was bad.
They kept talking about watching Atlanta again. Whoa, this is worthless. Exactly. They kept talking about. Mentioning when riders would take their goggles off, and did you see Roxon on the podium after he had? Oh, it's tough. Put in the East. Yeah, that was a rough lap chart, but you killed it. I couldn't have made sense of it. Yeah. Yep. Just sliding into home base.
I'll never get over that.
No. Oh, good stuff. Thanks for putting those together. But I wanted to, dude, that is such a tough spot. It's always something with mudders. Because just through my own experience, I've just learned, even if it feels impossible, even if you feel like you cannot see anything through your goggles, once you take them off, it's game over. You cannot ride.
I'm surprised. I mean, Tomac Tomac was in the best spot possible because he found himself for a lot of the race just with this big third place gap where he was like 20-something seconds ahead of Sexton. He was way behind the front two, but then Slick caught Roxon. Roxon, the hard part was him and Barcia were just battling.
They were battling. Dude, sorry, I'm just having this thought. Then you just start to get into, you see all the different measures they take to prep for mud all of a sudden with the extended visors, with roll-offs and tear-offs on top of that. They sometimes took a rag just to clean bars and or goggles. Dude, I wonder if it's against rules for them to have extra goggles on them.
No,
I would do that.
Trey Kennard did it.
Did he do that?
He put 2 pairs of goggles on. So he had one pair of goggles and then a second pair over the first pair.
Either that put one backwards somehow, or if you could seriously just, I know it's not going to be comfortable, shove it into your pants somehow.
I think you can do, I don't know if you can shove some goggles in your pants. I don't know.
Dude, I just go, that would be worth it. Like taking 5-6 seconds to come to a stop, take your goggles off. Dude, you don't even have to come to a stop to take your goggles off.
Put a fanny pack on.
Wear a fanny pack.
And put some goggles inside there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you could just pull off to the side of the track.
Because you look at, Roxon probably would have held off Tomac had he been able to see and had goggles.
I agree. Why don't wear a freaking fanny pack. Yeah. Dude, we're on to something.
We are on to something.
We're gonna make here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make a fanny pack that is just a molded case for a pair of goggles.
It's out of your way.
That goes around your waist.
It's very, very scenario specific, but we think we'll change some results here.
We could change the game, dude.
Change the game.
Thank us later.
No, but I am being serious. Like that's the stuff I'd be thinking about, because even if you come prepared with the roll-offs, with the tear-offs, there's a good chance you just get plastered and ruin the whole thing. Like roll-offs are not 100% like a guarantee. Roll-offs get muffed up super easy.
And you run out of them.
Yep.
Like you only have so many pulls with roll-off. Like I know that the riders, like you could see Webb roll-offs on, pulling a tear-off at the start straight. But it's like, but if you're Webb and you're 8th place off the start, like you're going to go through every single tear-off that you have in the first lap.
Yep.
I like it.
Not even the first, like after the start even, it's just, you just get, if you're
Tomac must have been all right. Yeah, it is. I mean, they can go into the mechanic straight and put a pair of goggles on.
Have it goggles and just change the lens. Just magnetic. Dude. Hey, nice Blake.
I like that.
Not so great minds think alike. Fair enough. Hey, Trail Ride Adventures. That sounds like you'd be on board with the goggle fanny pack. Hey, I've raced 90% of the races I've done. I've worn a Camelback. I'm for that.
Risk Racing has what is that? The Ripper.
Yeah.
They have a thing that hooks up to your roll-offs. You can press a button.
Dude, nowadays, especially KTMs, they're coming with so many knickknacks and stuff on your bars already. I don't know where you can fit that, but they do make it. They do make it.
All right. Well, that being said,
we all know Barcia couldn't fit goggles in his pants. True.
That's
Shark Tank up in here. I love this.
The fanny pack with the molded goggle case.
Mm-hmm. Or you wear a street helmet or a dual sport helmet with the visor, and then they make tear-offs for those, I think, even. So then you wear goggles underneath that with the – I'm just trying to think of additional – I'll stop there. This is it.
You should have stopped at fanny pack.
Yeah, we'll stop at fanny pack.
We'll stop at fanny pack.
Okay.
But that would be good, dude. If we ever see a rider, hey, you know who's going to be the first guy to do it? Justin Hill.
Yeah.
He's always wearing a fanny pack.
He is. That's
I like it. All right, well, everybody.
I don't know what else we got, but
or your mechanic, says JP. Just like he's like, or your mechanic can just hold your goggles for you. That's true.
I should have mentioned. That's like originally where I was going. Where I'm surprised to not see them pull into. There's pits. There's a pitting area, and I think that it would be worth it in races like this.
The problem is that you've got the mechanics, but if you're doing over a minute lap times and you're say 45 seconds away from the mechanic and your goggles, your tear-offs, everything are gone, you can't ride around a dirt bike track with goggles that are completely covered in mud.
Yeah.
You're going to fall over again, you know?
And I'm not faulting them. Like, I'm sure they got to the point where they're like, I literally cannot see through these goggles before they take them off. So I'm not calling them stupid. Be like, wear something that you can't see through. Anything is better than taking them off. No, I don't envy the situation. I'm just, I think there's some serious advantages to thinking these situations through
wearing a
and-
fanny pack.
and to wearing a fanny pack.
We should
exactly.
test this theory out one day.
Bloss did a goggle pit stop. Did he
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, but he also got like 14th.
Okay.
Anyway,
Kevin Moran's. Maybe some people did it. Maybe. Let's move on. Let's just end the show. Can I stop talking about goggles?
yeah.
Anyway.
Are you done?
I'm done.
Done?
I'm done.
Okay.
Done.
Well, look, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us for today's live
Recap.
East Rutherford, Newark, New Jersey.
New York
MetLife
City
Stadium.
Times Square special.
It was a blast.
It was good.
It was fun to watch. Thank you so much, everybody who joined us live. Remember, keep submitting those memes. We're going to do a giveaway here towards the end of the year, so keep dropping the memes hot into the DM, just like someone
Discord
said
DMs.
RJ was sliding into Jets DMs.
Ooh.
Going in
I'm
there.
surprised we didn't see any of those.
Yeah, but remember, we got Zach Osborne, who's going to be calling in this Thursday. Next week, we've got Phil Nicoletti.
Fire.
Phil's a good guy. I
Fuego.
was talking to him for a while. He was a good guy.
Nice.
All right. Anyway, that being said, remember, we got the weekly prizes that are up for grabs. Those are always up for grabs no matter when you start playing Rocky Mountain Fantasy. Go to RMFantasySX.com. Free to play. Create your account, and it makes watching races an absolute blast.
Absolutely.
So, Kobe, is there anything else besides muddy goggles that you want to discuss before we let these good folks go?
We're getting called out for a few things, and I just don't have answers, so we might as well end it.
I was looking for Kenny's case on video. In the
We didn't
thing,
see
and I
Kenny's
didn't see
case.
it.
Yeah, no video evidence of it. Axel Hodges.
What'd he do?
Yeah, I mean, we
Oh,
had promised.
dude,
We're trying.
I have tried
Dude,
so hard. I
don't
really
know
have.
what we're
I
doing.
talked to Chase Sexton, and I'm not trying to blow out Chase, but I talked to him at
Oh.
the races on Saturday, said he would call in today, texted him yesterday, and I just never heard back.
I mean, I understand they're busy, but hopefully, even if it's not into a show, we can call
Yeah.
him and get an interview.
Oh, you got that step.
Christian, just wanted us to.
Christian
mention
won't let
this.
it down if we don't show this.
I agree.
Levi, do you have that stat chart?
Barcia, the Bam Bams sift through, dude. He's like, I was so ready to just hit the
Levi.
end string button.
He was ready.
Oh,
You
hey,
never.
we're only
antici-
42 minutes in. We got time. Anyway, Sexton got busy dyeing his hair. He apologizes.
Levi.
Okay, we got 10 seconds to pull this thing up.
If not, we'll show it on Thursday.
Definitely.
Thank you, Jason.
There it is.
Yes.
Justin Barcia with gases versus other manufacturers, probably mainly Yamaha.
Yeah, so it's just comparing how he's been on gas versus that. So
Half the starts.
half the wins.
Sorry, I didn't look at this before. This is new to me, so I'm trying to
No,
digest it just like the viewers.
I mean,
Dude, that is surprising that Barcia has 6 wins total.
I know.
That's pretty wild, actually.
Well, that's between those two manufacturers because he did win on Honda. I think his like
2013.
first or second year.
Oh, yeah.
But
He's matched his podiums. on
podiums are
gas.
better, and that was in a lot more laps over at Yamaha.
His laps led isn't more, but it's better.
Yeah, but that's half
It's
the races,
nicer.
right? But that's half the races. So yeah, he's definitely been better at gas. And watch, don't be surprised if he wins another one of these races before we end the year.
Looks younger now.
Looks way better without that long hair,
The mullet.
whatever it
Schmullet.
was. Anyway,
That's
yeah.
all I got.
we'll keep you updated on Aaron Plessinger. So hopefully he'll be back racing this weekend. But remember, join us this Thursday live, 12 o'clock Mountain Standard Time to hear from Osborne and get all the stats to help you guys make your picks for this weekend's racing. Kobe?
Call him now. We have time. Nope, that's it for me.
I'm not calling him.
Thanks, everybody.
All
Yeah,
right,
we will
everybody.
see you Thursday. Peace.